Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and today on Wizard of Metal, the form that has been chosen for the wizard is that of something I guarantee I'm gonna butcher, so I apologize, but the name of the song is Ammanhauta by Corpiclani. Now this is a very interesting one, and I'm really hoping that I didn't absolutely butcher the pronunciation of that. If I did, I apologize. There's only so much that I can do when it comes to speaking proper Finnish. Or, to be more specific, I get my stuff together here. Come on, don't be stupid. Sorry, I'm pulling this up so I know exactly what the dialect is. So let me go ahead and grab my gold from Jade. Let's see. There are two places that I don't really want to run into. And I think... No, that'll be fine. It's annoying, but I can live with it. That's the place I want to just get out of the way. Because, frankly, I think Atlas is evil. But yes, Corpiclani is a Finnish metal band. They actually... I don't know why I was about to say that, but let's see here. Trying to look up the dialect that they speak. So to give you guys a little bit of background information about Corpiclani, they are a folk metal band originating from Lahti, Finland, and they actually went through a couple of different iterations. Back in 1993, there was a nice voice crack. They were known as Shamani Duo up until about 1997, in which they became Shaman, and that lasted until about 2003, which they evolved, changed their sound a bit, and became known as Corpiclani. So, and because they've been through essentially two other bands before becoming Corpiclani, they have a lot of past members. Which, yeah, I don't think that's necessarily the super important part. But it's just so that you know that these guys have some tenure. Will you die already? Thank you. Alright, oh, by the way, I just found it. Here we go. So a lot of the lyrics, at least for when the band was called Shaman, were done in their northern Sami language. But when they were Shaman, the band's music was based on the folk music of Shamani Duo, most widely used elements being that of the shamanic drum, yoik, and humpa, whatever that is. And besides yoik, the vocals kind of varied at the time that they were called Shaman, from being clean to aggressive growling. So there's definitely a lot to go around when it comes to this band, and that was a great get for me. So now I need to determine whether or not I want to buy Dynamic Disarray or call it good. Oh, excuse me. As far as the name Korpiklani itself is concerned, the name itself is a Finnish name, which means backwoods clan. So to put that in perspective, the term Korpi actually means old dark woods, and then of course Klani is clan. So that was interesting to learn about. I didn't figure it was just a random word, but it's kind of cool that that's the exact origin of it. Go away, you. There we go. Alright, so far so good. So what else can we determine about Korpiklani themselves? Let's see. It was around 2003 that they underwent the evolution from shaman to Korpiklani. And at that point, the only remaining members from the shaman lineup were the drummer, Samu... Again, I apologize, I'm no good with Finnish language, but I believe it's pronounced Salainen, sorry. And Jarvela. They were the only members remaining from the original shaman lineup. And they also went from a change in their musical style to something more conventionally folk metal, with folk/thrash metals instead of the yoiking style that they had been using while they were shaman. See, the change in name was also accompanied by a change in music. See, the traditional yoik vocals and the use of the northern Sami language were dropped, while the synthesizer was replaced with real folk instruments. So giving you an idea of what exactly they sounded like before they became Korpiklanis, there was a lot of synthesizer music involved. See, their song lyrics are generally often related to alcohol and partying, which is not the case in this song, by the way. I'm just going to get that out there. And according to John Jarvela, Korpiklani's music would be seen as old people's music with heavy metal guitars in Finland. That's kind of funny. Another interesting thing is that their first 3 albums, most of their songs were done in English, but in following releases, that would change and most of their songs would be done in Finnish. So that's interesting. So, yeah, Finnish folk metal band. With most of their songs, and that is one thing I was noticing, is that most of their lyrics were about alcohol and partying. Which, whatever, you can sing about whatever you want. It doesn't bother me that much. It seems like kind of a silly subject, but hey, what do I know? All Chaos Gems found are no longer gained, but increase damage instead. So I did a run off camera utilizing the oversized needle, and that was actually really good. But it's one of those things where I want to make sure that my critical rate is higher than it is now, so I'm probably not going to take it, but it's really good. I think I am going to try the pewter bracelet. And I'm back up to nearly 900 of those gems, so I don't think we're going to be in a difficult spot. Okay, so Cabby's cotton candy is about the best thing there, and seeing as I'm using a build that works best at range, I'm not sure that that's the best option for me. Which means that ultimately, probably the best idea for this run is Dynamic Disarray. Special Snowflake, huh? Alright. I mean, yeah, it's not much, but I'm guessing by the end of the run, that's going to be a much more impressive number. Take one more quick look. Yeah, none of the relics there are really that impressive. We're out of here. So, this now brings us back to the term Ammanhauta. What exactly does that mean? Well, translated from Finnish, it essentially means the witch's grave. The lyrics from the song essentially being something along the lines of if you don't properly pay homage to the witch at this grave, bad things will happen to them. So, you know, a witch cursing people? Never heard of that before. By the way, I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Generally, that's one of the things witches are good at. Is cursing people. Alright, so far so good. Now, I will get into the lyrics in just a little bit here, but I also want to preface that by saying that the lyrics are entirely in Finnish. So what I'm going to be reading to you is actually an English translation of the lyrics because, frankly, I don't think I can read the whole thing in Finnish. And it's not like about any sort of like cultural appropriation or any bullshit like that. I'm just no good at reading Finnish. Like, I don't know enough about the syntax or the pronunciation. Hold on, I think we have a shop up here. Oh, my beautiful, beautiful man. Then Sleepy Thunderstone is also a good option. And is this? Okay, I don't have any wind Arcana, so that's not gonna help very much. Unless Iris sells me a wind Arcana. Oh, and there's Dr. Song. Good morning, Doctor. How are you? So I wanted to make sure that we had that straight about the song's lyrics before I started reading. As like I said, I'm going to be reading to you an English translation of the lyrics. If this does bother you, keep in mind that it's not too hard to find the lyrics to the song. no, I'm not going to be reading a shitty Google Translate of the lyrics. I'm actually going to go look. And I have found something that looks like it's a pretty respectful translation of the song. So hopefully I've got everything right with this. Nice. Smooth me. Alright, well there's the dynamic disarray upgrade. I'm gonna buy this to bring to Dr. Song. I mean, that's not great, but hey, you know what? It's better to have it than to not, even if it isn't super effective. And by the way, the reason why it seems like I'm not talking much about the band is because, again, mostly it's because just about all the information about the band is in Finnish. And, like I said, my abilities with the Finnish language are, I believe they could charitably be described as laughable. But that doesn't mean I won't be giving it my honest-to-goodness efforts, so I'm going to look up that English translation of their lyrics. Alright, songs. Ammanhauta. Alright, so here... Oh, come on. So here's all the lyrics in Finnish, but we're going to go to Lyrics Translate, because they have a pretty respectful translation of the song's lyrics, but first, let's go fight Atlas. Oh, am I now, sir? Well, I mean, I probably will if I'm not being careful. And there we go. I had to take a little bit of a hit there in order to get the job done. Ice Seekers. They qualify as a summon, not a projectile, so I'll probably be getting rid of those when I can. Oh, especially since they won't be doing me much good against Freya. Alright, so... And once again, I read the lyrics kind of deadpan because I don't want to necessarily infuse my own musical meaning into what these songs are supposed to be about. You know, by trying to sing them. I'm not embarrassed at my singing voice. I just don't want to interject my own meaning into the songs that might not necessarily be there. I want you guys to be able to interpret what you want out of the lyrics. I will, of course, offer my own idea on the interpretation of it all, but... By the way, how's that pewter bracelet looking? 5.6, I love it. So, without further ado, here we go. The first few lines. Once under the moon and sun, the mornings of life decreased. In the arcane forest in the outskirts of Veslati, there was a healer, a skillful witch, but no rest for her, no day just for her. So, this is starting to tell the story of a witch who is actually a healer, but when they say no day just for her, I'm assuming that means that people didn't understand her and they didn't really trust her. Even though she was practicing as a healer, that doesn't necessarily mean everything. Oftentimes, one's intentions can be misinterpreted if people think that what you're doing is slimy or distrustful. So that's a good start to a story, and that's another thing I'd like to point out is I very much like it when song lyrics are used to tell a story instead of just, spout meaning. That doesn't mean that if you're just singing about, like, say, emotion or whatever, that I'm going to automatically dislike it. Nothing like that. I'm just saying I kind of like it when songs use their lyrics to tell a story. It's part of the reason why I like Ord and Ogun so much. Their song lyrics are used heavily to just tell stories, and I love it. Okay, so I think there's no question we gotta buy this. And then we gotta buy that. And then we'll come back for the singing bowl. Even though, yes, I did just grab the Wallet of Vigor, I'm not quite looking to give up a ton of health for that. So, yeah. Excellent. Alright, next part of the lyrics. Wanted to belong, wanted to be buried, her corpse to be taken, carried away by others. When I'm a corpse, when my days have passed, carry my body far away when the night has fallen. So I'm guessing this is her starting to lay out a decree about what should be done when she passes. Which, that's fine, everyone's entitled to a living will. So, next parts. Who passes my grave, no matter who, this you have to do, or bad things happen to you. And that's kind of where I took the idea for the run, is first of all, I wanted to be clad in dark colors. I didn't necessarily want to go with the Venture robe, because I had already previously formed an idea for a run using the Chaos Visor for a little critical hit action. But I wanted to dress the character in a dark robe. I wanted it to be, of course, relevant to the run. And I wanted it to look as though the wizard himself, or itself, I mean, let's not be focused on gender here, is essentially the bad thing that will happen to you if you don't follow the witch's ritual. So, we all good on that so far? Excellent, I think. See, I don't have anything that's necessarily focused on pushing critical hits effects, so I'm going to grab the heavy travel jacket. I can't believe I missed that badly. God damn it. I am definitely glad that there's now that pause between his fireball volleys. Kind of like what I have already. And this is now up to 6.9, so kind of loving life right now. Alright, so she doesn't yet describe what people have to do when they pass her grave to avoid the curse, but continuing. But when the dawn comes and the night has passed, there'll be my grave, there I'll be laid. Death takes its own, the healer into its arms. So the four men take her, carry the corpse of the witch. Again, more so just telling a story than anything to be interpreted. But like I said, I like that. So her gravesite has already been prepared. This is all something that's already essentially been not necessarily preordained, but planned out. She knows what she's looking for. She knows her gravesite, and when she dies, there's essentially a group of four men who carry her there. So just, you know, procession of a funeral. But there's light in the sky, the first rays of the day, so it's time to lay to rest, make a place for the dead. After hundreds of years, even after 1,000 years, in the arcane forest, in the outskirts of Veselati, the knowledge forgotten, the memory turned into a tale, carried in the moonlight, buried before sunrise. So, what they're saying is that this is basically, even after so many years, this witch's corpse is there, her tomb not to be forgotten, of course. And it should remain so even throughout the years. Be it 100 years, be it 1,000 years, her grave will remain and her spirit will be in that forest, is what I'm taking from that. Now, I could be extraordinarily wrong about what that's trying to say, but I don't think, since it's trying to tell a story, it's, you know, pretty straightforward. Oh, god damn you. Okay, could you all piss off now? Alright, kind of getting my ass kicked a little bit here, so... There we go. Alright, next part of the lyrics. And this is, once again... So this is the last part of the lyrics is the same part twice. So it's, who passes my grave, no matter who, this you have to do, or bad things happen to you. You'll have to break a twig, snap a rowan tree's branch, break a birch's branch, lay a pine twig on the grave. And that part just repeats. So basically what she's saying is, go through this ritual of breaking branches around my grave, and make sure you lay a pine branch in recognition and respect, otherwise, you know, you're fucking haunted. So it's a very short ritual, simply meant to respect the memory of the witch, I believe. Which, if you don't respect, then curses be upon you. And the wizard here is the result of that curse. It's like, oh, you're in fucking trouble now, buddy. So increased critical hit and evasion chance sounds good to me, even though it does leave me on low health. I do think it's worth it for greater evasion and critical hit chance. And I'm supposed to go over there. I'm a dummy. Oh, it's this room. I was about to say, is this some sort of vile trick? But no, I'm the curse, not you. So I like the idea of fractal flare. My problem is that I don't have enough money. Well, I almost have enough money. And I could always just use the Wallet of Vigor. I grabbed it for a reason. Now, the reason why I'm less worried about going into... why I'm less worried about taking a Fire Arcana into Freya's chilling dungeons when I know she's going to resist it is the idea that 1, enemies will still get burned. And 2, do you have anything good? Horsehead. Why does that cost 300? Restores all health on pickup. Increases all... Okay, so it's the idea that it restores all health on pickup. Alright, got it. And there we go. I don't really care for that key. It's not going to do anything for me. Actually, it might. Oh, whatever. I'll take it. Alright, so now let's go back. I like the horse head, but it's not super important. Alright. I like Fractal Flare. Oh, it's actually got a really fast cooldown. I wasn't aware of that. Alright, that's cool. More things that I'm unaware of. We're looking good. So, in a nutshell, that's what the song Ammanhauta is about. It's about... It's about a witch and the curse that befalls people that don't respect her at her grave. Now I've screwed up really bad. I'm not changing to Stone Shot, but thank you. Alright, that's up to a nice little damage bonus. I like it. And that is the sound of an empty, sparkling ice bottle. Flame Seekers. I love the idea of Sonic Breaker, I really do, but I think I'm gonna, at least for this moment in time, I'm gonna stick with what I have. Excuse me, could we play fair now? Thank you. So that's pretty much all of the information I have, both on Corpiclani and on the song Ammanhauta. It's a very interesting story, and goes to show that metal can be more than just heaviness and growling lyrics. I should have used the control stick to aim there. Now, as far as what I think of Corpiclani themselves, I like them. They're... like, it's not the first time I've ever heard of the idea of folk metal. There's another band that I really like called Windrose, pretty much does a lot of the same stuff. It's very similar instrumental work, and... so what is this? But lowers gold gain. No. If it had lowered the amount of chaos gems I picked up, I might have taken it, but I need my gold. So like I was saying, another band that I listen to rather frequently and heavily is a band called Windrose. Oh, I already said that, didn't I? But a lot of their songs have a very like high fantasy feel to them. Like some of the songs that they've recently put out that I know are rather popular are Diggy Diggy Hole and Drunken Dwarves. So giving you an idea of the sort of thing that they tend to sing about. Okay, that was stressful. I'd like to not have to do that again. So I don't know if any of those are particularly useful. This will add on a little bit to dynamic disarray, but I mean, that's not exactly huge. But what comes after that? Oh, that's... yay! Now, Insulated Vest is on sale. Let's grab that and see what comes up. God. Okay, well, that was a waste of money. How are you still alive? Okay, Fractal Flare definitely works nicely on a critical hit build. Alright, let me see if there's any more money-making opportunities, and indeed there are a couple. Oh, what the hell? I think I'm just playing poorly right now. The idea of enemies teleporting behind me should be nothing new. Yet it seems to be throwing me off today. Alright, that's everything. I don't think I want to take any more chances on just randomly buying Arcana, or rather Relics. Thinking about Sonic Breaker. But I also think I would rather wait, because I would rather focus an entire run on that and just spend time talking about it. Because that seems like one of those really interesting arcana that I would love to just sit and talk about. Hello, Pathfinder's map. You're more useful than that, even though I'm not gonna just blaze a trail to the end. Okay, you're now looking a little bit better in my eyes. So, definitely go check out Korpiklani if you get a chance, especially if you have a soft spot for things like partying and alcohol. Because that's what a lot of their songs are about. Now, granted, that's not necessarily my favorite subject matter when it comes to music. But then again, not everything has to be made for me. I just have an opinion on it. But I do very much like their sound. I think they're definitely fun to listen to, if nothing else. Not really seeing anything here that's catching my fancy. So we will just keep going. Do you have anything good for me? You might. What is this? It's for Summon Arcana. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna drop this. We're gonna drop this. Basically what I'm doing is I'm just stacking up here all the relics that I'm willing to get rid of for the Mimic. And I will be back for that in just a bit. Sweet. I'm also thinking that if I can build up enough money, I can also spend some money on a relic or two to feed to the Mimic. Yeah, there's no way I'm opening that. That's a shame. Nice. So yeah, the more I explore, the more Chaos Gems I can acquire for the Pewter Bracelet. And the damage on that, by the way, is up to 14.8, so not bad. You just have to be willing to give it some time to allow it to grow, that's all. Alright, so I can buy that to give to the Mimic. I can buy that to give to the Mimic. That won't really be useful against Sura. Alright, let's finish this off, just in case. And no, but that's okay. Alright, so let's now add this to the pile, this to the pile. I'm gonna hold on to those just in case. Alright, so everything else I'm gonna drop out here. Ba-ba. Hold on, one more quick look. Oh, I need the wallet for that. Hold on. Bet you thought I wasn't going to use that for the entire run, huh? And I should have also grabbed the crate, but you know what? That's okay. Alright, let's prepare for a huge damage boost. Oh, yes. .3, 12, and 35. Plus a little bit of a critical hit infusion. Looking solid. Yeah, we'll just move on. Don't mess with me, lady. I am the witch's curse. I'm stupid. I got too aggressive. I couldn't... Okay, what in the world is going on? The game just decided that I didn't get to dodge anything. Real fair. I like Radiant Beat, I'll take it, but still not going to really use it. It's just nice that it showed up. I'm just watching enemies melt. Okay, what I like about Fractal Flare is that it's just straight up fast. Alright, so how does this look now? Plus 20. Oh my. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And I still have the Wallet of Vigor? Good, because I'm buying that. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, so I need to play more carefully because they no longer get that second health orb. Oh. Thanks, controller. You aimed exactly where I wanted you to. Why, yes, you did underestimate me, sir. Oh, what am I doing? Oh wow, he has like no downtime. Holy crap. Yeah, that wasn't just a fluke, he just has like no downtime. Lame. There we go. And I know that there is a special third phase that he can go through, but I don't know how to activate it, so take that with a grain of salt, but this form of the Wizard of Metal has been successful. And we also now learned that Sura has faster phases than before. Oh, hey, another Chaos Arcana? Phantom Division? Interesting. This immediately reminds me of Ghost Division by Sabatone, which might be next week's inclusion into the Wizard of Metal submissions. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate your continued support, and hopefully you found something very interesting in this episode. Hopefully you learned something really interesting about Korpiklani and about the song that's is all about the Curse of the Witch. I apologize, I'm still a little sleepy. So, do me a favor, drop me a like, leave me a comment. Hey, subscribe to the channel to see more stuff. Wizard of Metal is a weekly thing that's going to be happening for hopefully the foreseeable future, so long as we're all, still interested in music and specifically in metal. The next poll will be up and probably just shortly after or before this upload is ready. So that'll be good to go. I'm aware that this video is kind of a long one, so I appreciate you sticking with me until the end. So, until next time, my name is Darksage Walker. Keep fucking rockin', and I will be seeing you.